All right, let's talk about the New York Mets because things just got very interesting. A few weeks ago, this team looked completely cooked. Now they're making massive rotation changes. Top prospects are getting called up, and David Stearns might be quietly setting his team up for a second half run. Plus, the 2026 MLB draft is getting insane. The White Sox actually have the number one pick. The Rays are lurking, and there's a shortstop prospect being compared to Dansby Swanson and Alex Bregman. We got a lot to break down today. So if you like MLB breaking news, Mets news, MLB prospects, and baseball chaos, hit that subscribe button. This is MVP Baseball. Let's get into it. So the biggest Mets story right now, David Peterson is out of the rotation. Again. And honestly, this move tells us everything about where the Mets think the season is heading. Sean Manaea is officially taking over Peterson's spot in the rotation. And if we're being honest, it was coming. Peterson just has not been consistent this year. One outing he looks dominant, the next outing he looks completely lost. And Tuesday against the Reds was probably the final straw. 6 runs and 11 hits. The Mets basically said, yeah, we can't keep doing this. Now, to be fair to Peterson, this season has been weird. The Mets already bumped him from the rotation once earlier this year. Then they used him behind openers. And Kodai Senga got hurt. Then Christian Scott struggled. And Peterson got another chance. And for a little while, it actually worked. At the start of May, Peterson had a 2.5 ERA over 4 outings. Baseball changes fast. Now he's back in the bullpen. And honestly, this move feels bigger than just Peterson. Because I think this tells us the Mets are fully committed to the youth movement. Look at the rotation now. Freddie Parada, Christian Scott, Nolan McLean, Jonah Tong, Sean Manaea. That is a very different rotation than what the Mets fans expected entering the season. And somehow, Nolan McLean might be already the most important pitcher on the team. And honestly, he's been incredible. Every time he pitches, he competes. Stuff is legit. The confidence is legit. Energy is legit. And he looks like a future ace. And now they're relying heavily on young arms, which brings us to Jonah Tong. And this dude might quietly become one of the most important players of the Mets roster. Because if Tong figures it out, the entire outlook of the season changes. The Mets need upside right now. They don't just need innings. They need guys that can completely change games. And Tong has that type of talent. The problem, he's still very raw. And the Mets know it. Let's talk about Sean Manaea for a second, because this story is actually kind of wild. At the start of May, Manaea had a 6.85 ERA. Mets fans were done with him. People wanted him DFA'd. Now he's back in the rotation. That's baseball. And the reason the Mets are trusting him again is simple. His stuff looks way better now. Velocity is better, command is sharper. He's finally getting both lefties and righties out consistently. That matters because when Manaea is right, he's nasty. If the Mets get good Sean Manaea back, that completely changes the rotation. Let's be real, the Mets season is hanging by a thread. They can't afford more disasters. That's why every young player matters now. Every pitching decision matters. Every call-up matters. And speaking of call-ups, can we start to talk about how stacked the future of baseball might be? Because the 2026 MLB draft is loaded. And this draft can completely reshape multiple franchises. Starting with the White Sox. Yes, the White Sox. The same White Sox that lost over 100 games. Same White Sox that was supposed to be completely dead. Now they have the number 1 overall pick. They're probably taking UCLA shortstop Roch Cholowsky. And this dude sounds legit. People are calling him the best college shortstop prospect in years. That's not normal hype. That's superstar hype. But here's where things get interesting. The Rays are sitting at number 2. And the Rays always scare me in drafts because they somehow always find stars. Always. The Rays might get a future superstar. And Grady Emerson sounds ridiculous too. High school shortstop, elite tools, massive upside. Baseball is becoming a young man's game fast. But I want to hear from you guys. Do you agree with the Mets moving David Peterson to the bullpen? Can Sean Manaea actually save this rotation? And who should go number 1 in the MLB draft? Roch Cholowsky, Grady Emerson, or somebody else? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video, hit that like button, subscribe to MVP Baseball, and turn on notifications because MLB season is getting absolutely insane right now. I see you guys on the next one.